Well, we're pleased to have on our program this morning the House Minority Whip, Steve Scalise. Welcome back, sir.
Stuart, it's great to be with you in studio. And I'm a fighting tiger. The scaredy cats are the ones who have been trying to say for 2 years that there was collusion, they had evidence of collusion, and then it turns out, as we've known for a long time, there was no collusion, and they still won't get over it, Stuart.
You want Adam Schiff out as chair of the House Intel Committee, but you can't force him out. There's nothing really that you can do.
No, that's Pelosi's call, but look, he has no credibility after all the baseless claims he's made, and it's been proven not true, and he still keeps saying it. They keep doubling down. Sure. They're hoping for collusion when it's not there because they don't want this president to be in office. They don't agree with the election. That's not, you don't have like this coup from within if you don't like the president. You try to win in the next election, but they can't win on ideas. They're a socialist party now. Look how far left they've moved.
Sure.
All of these proposals that they've got are government control of health care, government control of, you can't even fly on an airplane in 10 years if they get their way. They really believe that, as ludicrous as it sounds.
Hard to believe, isn't it? No, but nonetheless, we do a lot of politics on the show. We also do a lot of money on the show, and that's what I want to turn to now. You, I believe, are leading the push for the USMCA, the new NAFTA, the revised NAFTA, I should say. But I've got to ask you, take a look at this headline from today's Washington Post. Trump's North American trade deal is at risk of stalling in Congress. What do you say to that?
Well, clearly, we're not in the majority right now, and so Nancy Pelosi sets the schedule of the House floor. President Trump's been meeting with her team, and he's got a great negotiating team from Ambassador Lighthizer on down, who have been working with members of Congress after they negotiated with Mexico and with Canada to get this new deal.
They've been working with both sides of the aisle, I think.
This is going to be a bipartisan effort. And look, this is better for American jobs. This helps protect American workers, our intellectual property. It opens up new markets for us in Canada, where we have real serious problems getting access there, as well as Mexico. So we ought to get this deal moved through.
Yes,
but
we ought to.
Yeah, they've got to get. They've got to get a schedule.
It's a very important thing. I mean, if we have a real breakdown in this USMCA trade deal, you've got to break down on Wall Street. You've got to break down in the economy, too. Yeah,
I think a lot of people are watching to see if this gets done. I hope it gets done soon, because ultimately, if you look at what it does, number one, it says our neighbors to the north and south, we can get a better deal with them. Now let's go get better deals with European allies, get better deals with Asian allies, and ultimately, Stuart, the real big battle is to confront China.
Sure.
Confront China. All of our allies around the world want to join us in doing that, but we first have to get better deals with them, and then go take on China. And everybody knows what they do to manipulate markets, to steal intellectual property, to dump products. Let's get that resolved. And you want to see economic growth? We've already seen great economic growth from the tax cuts. We get better trade deals across the globe. This economy will take off like nothing we've seen in generations.
Okay, hold on for a second. I want to show you President Trump last night going after the Green New Deal. Roll that tape, please.
The Green New Deal. But I'd rather not talk about it tonight because I don't want to talk them out of it too soon. Because I love campaigning against the Green New Deal. I want them to make that a big part of their platform. No more airplanes, no more cows.
Steve, we can have a grand old time laughing at it, and that was very entertaining and very funny. Okay, but what is the GOP's climate plan? What is it?
Well, first of all, Stuart, what we've been doing is not only making our country more dominant on energy, which we are now, we've created great jobs from it, but we've reduced carbon emissions through innovation and technology, not by government saying you got to do this or that.
Gas.
We're not in the climate accord in Paris.
With natural gas.
We did it with natural gas. They want to get rid of natural gas, Stuart. So think about this. If their concern is that we're emitting more carbon, or emitting too much carbon, under the Green New Deal, by getting rid of fossil fuels, you will not be able to manufacture in America, and they're okay with running those millions of jobs out of America. But, Stuart, that stuff still gets made. It gets made in China. It gets made in India, where they emit 5 times more carbon for doing the same thing as we do in America, because we already have really good environmental standards. So if your concern is carbon emissions, under the Green New Deal, you will actually dramatically increase carbon emissions. And you wreck our economy along the way. How great of a deal is that? Maybe China's pushing that deal. Everybody in America ought to be rejecting this crazy radical idea. We laugh about it because it sounds ludicrous. they really do believe in this and want to do it, we ought to force a vote, and we're pushing to get a vote in the House.
Yes.
Let everybody take a stand. You saw those profiles in courage
I did.
In the Senate where they all said they want it, and then there was a vote, and they all voted present. They ran away from it. This isn't something to joke about or to hide from. Every American ought to be looking at this bill and saying, these people are crazy for trying to do this.
Congressman, last one. Are you well?
I'm really well, Stuart. Doing well, getting better every day.
Excellent.
I appreciate all the prayers and support, and God's been great to me.
Yes, Congressman Steve Scalise right there.